Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Let me start with the issues around the late president. Mama Esther Lungu has filed in her defense. She has dismissed the demands by the state that President Edgar Lungu belongs to the state and that she should surrender and her family should surrender the body of the late president to the state. She has urged the courts to dismiss such demands and such an application, and she has catalogued the difficulties that she's gone through with her husband from the day he left office in 2021. I even obtained the update on the late president. Mama Esther Lungu has responded to the Attorney General. She has stated that the Attorney General and the Republic of Zambia have no right to the remains of the late president. The president was treated as a private person and he died as a private person, and the remains of the late president belongs to the spouse and to the family. And she has stated very emphatically that, look, they had stripped him of all his benefits. They closed the office of the president, of the sixth president. They took away security. They took away cars. They took away everything that he was entitled to. And he was removed from payroll, from the payroll by PSMD. You would say because he joined partisan politics, that's another matter that we have to discuss, because this matter was challenged. The reason you get pension and benefits is because you've worked already, not because of subsequent conditions. Pension wapoka pantu waliwomba takwa wati awe. The pension in its entirety, you get it because you've worked. The only reason he was being paid those benefits is because he was sixth president. There was no justification to remove them. I'm aware of the statutory instrument, that was introduced in 1998 to say if one joined elective or partisan office, then the benefits should be withdrawn. I think the constitutionality of that provision is illegal, and I think there were attempts to challenge that in court. So that's an issue in court. There's a gentleman from some organization. I was just checking it. This organization is, his name is Bonang Sepe Liano from Progressive Forces of South Africa. First of all, that organization is not registered anywhere. I was looking at the Subnet African journals, which registered all political parties and all organizations. This organization is not registered anywhere. So I think these are pressure groups that usually are on social media and try to influence anything. He's alleging that the president had other identities and that the South African government must disclose the details. You also saw how maliciously someone published the death certificate of the late president with the authority from State House, because the State House and the South African Embassy that had these documents when the lawyers for the late president and the family spokesperson surrendered these documents for purposes of repatriating the remains of the late president. You saw Koswe published one of the documents, the export of remains of a person. They published that. That came from the documents from South Africa. Then you saw Chulufatali published the death certificate. So unethical, so unequivocal. So someone today should say what was the name of the person that had died in South Africa. You should dismiss it. And beside, this organization is not registered with Home Affairs and with according to the Subnet African journals, it's not registered anywhere. It only has a social media presence. So I think these are organizations they use for mercenary activities like this. I've just stated that the First Lady, Mama Esther Lungu, has responded to the Attorney General, emphatically stating that they've no right to the remains of the late president. They didn't treat him well. Is Professor back? I'm looking for my professor, who's my co-host, but I can't see him here. I can only see a frozen picture of him. This was Zambia's 6th president, where he's standing with Mama Esther Lungu and family spokesperson Makebi Zulu. This was January 19th, 2025, the day the special rapporteur arrived. You remember what we stated, that there were too many dignitaries in the VIP and they couldn't stop the late president from traveling to South Africa. They were going to be embarrassed. However, they proceeded to suspend the aviation security manager who was on duty and was subsequently fired. And you can see President Edgar Lungu there. They had just arrived. This is 19th January 2025. With the former First Lady Mama Esther Lungu and the family spokesperson Makebi Zulu. They are outside Oliver Reginald Tambo International Airport, ORT, and they are waiting for a taxi out there. There were no diplomatic courtesies, no VIP courtesies, nothing was accorded to them. The president traveled as an ordinary man. Today, they are demanding that he's entitled to all these huge benefits that they are claiming. I can see my dear professor is back. Professor Jones Casanso, an academic, an accountant, an auditor, but is very renowned in our country for making public comments. Professor, welcome to today's program.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. It's a pleasure again to join you in this chat about our country.
I don't take it for granted that you are becoming my co-host and you've made your second appearance in 1 week. I'm so grateful, Professor, and I pray that you continue, as time grants you availability, that you continue to join us and that we can, share our thoughts and our views with the people of Zambia on this platform.
Thank you.
I heard your commentary and remarks on your fellow professor, and he was on another podcast, and you called in and shared your strong views. I've seen your views have elicited some form of controversy. They are accusing you that you are discussing tribalism. Maybe just briefly tell us. It's like people are misunderstanding you and what you are telling us. In Zambia, when you fight tribalism, they will accuse you of tribalism. So maybe let's start with that matter before we delve into the other issues.
I'm not interested in tribalism, where you use your tribe as a hedge or hegemony against other tribes. My comments are intended to highlight the issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and how we can practice that in the context of an African setup where we come from tribes. Your tribe is just your extended family. It is okay to have a tribe, and it's okay to belong to tribes. But as we create government, it must be a properly, meticulously worked out coalition of different groupings, different families. So when we see an imbalance or when we see an anomaly, we must have the willingness to call that out. Because that is what leads, the conversation. If you're not having the conversation about an issue, that issue will not change. The imbalance will stay there. So we always have to ask ourselves the question, this guy has stated this. Is there some truth to what we are saying? And then I've also noticed something that when you say something and sometimes it generates rage from certain quarters, then they got caught. They got caught. And when they got caught, what happens is that they are changing. So they're reacting in rage and all those kind of things. So I am not ashamed. to say I am a son of Bakaonde and the Wapula people. So those are my people groups. I'm not ashamed of that, you know, and I will never be ashamed. So people should not be ashamed. But what we can't do is to front a tribe and give it more advantages than the other tribes. So that's what I'm trying to say. So that we have to build a better
What are
balanced
you
coalition.
accusing President Hakainde Hichilema? I think let's get to the narrow of it.
I can't beat this horse, this dead horse, more. I can just tell you. You look at the prominent positions, the prominent ministries, and you look at the budget. You cannot, you cannot entrust so much the people group with 13% with more than 70% capacity to control the resources of the country. It begins to feel like a host, it was an election, yes. But when you govern that way, it begins to feel like a hostile takeover of the country. And there are many people who feel this way. And the many people are cowards, they don't speak. And I will speak, they will speak through me. Through me, they will speak and they will be heard. We need the government of the Republic of Zambia. First, let me give you an example. Esther Lungu was not the best model when it comes to making sure that people from different regions are participating collectively in the decision making. But if the key ministries, the pillars of the country are all in the hands of one group, then that is not normal, and we shouldn't shy away from confronting that.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.